Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses and Pub Crawl. This is Pub Crawl Night 2. Pub Crawl Night 2. Always great to see everybody here and everyone that will be coming in on the replay. And for our first stop on the second night of our Pub Crawl, it is no place other than Brazil where we are meeting, and with the one, the only meteor advocate, TimonFlp.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going down there?
Bit of chilly, but it's been a pleasant week.
Ah, well, there you go. Yeah, I forgot at first that you all are experiencing winter while we're in the middle of summer. And Timon was saying backstage how cold he was. I'm like, dang, what are you doing being cold? And he's like, because it's like, I forget, how many degrees Celsius did you say it was?
10.
10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that is not okay. That's pretty cold.
Yeah, 10 is when it starts to get a little bit chilly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Well, hopefully, you will be able to stay relatively warm down there. And for those of you that don't know how Pub Crawl works, it's where the people come and they choose their own topic and they choose a pub in which to meet. And Timon has chosen for his pub. It is, I'm going to allow Timon to introduce us. This is where we are meeting tonight.
So this is a local pub in my town. It's called Beer Villa. Beer from the German word beer, with BIER,
Mm-hmm.
which is just the German word for beer, and villa because it's on a Germanic villa that is the center of tourism in my city. And here we have like a mix of Brazil and Germany because we have some very common German dishes and beers, while we also have some Brazilian kind of twist to it, and also only local beers.
Oh, okay. So this is a place. So you said that there's a lot of mixture between German and Brazilian there. Is that in general around your entire area or just this particular place?
It's around my area, but my city was founded by a German doctor,
Hmm.
and some city around me has some Italians, some others from Eastern Europe. Some cities were founded by Eastern Europeans, but mostly European descendants.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. And that kind of brings us to our topic this evening. Timon is obviously from Brazil, and we were going to. Wow, we are now in a. He's going to tell us about the Grand Prix, which is currently running in his city. So if you are a racing fan, please be certain to go ahead and get some tickets for us. But tell us a little. The topic is about growing up Brazilian versus growing up American. And I didn't know if you wanted to start sharing some stories about maybe what it's like to grow up Brazilian and anything you might know about versus America, or things that I can maybe chime in on.
So, of course, if you account for different generations, like my parents, they grew up on a different side of Brazil than what I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when I was born, we were making the transition between the military dictatorship and the current kind of democracy we have right now. So my mom, I ask sometimes about the those times, and she said that they couldn't mingle too much with their friends because every time there was too many people together, uh, a person that was in a government was with the government would try to listen to see if you were talking about the government.
Oh my.
I didn't get that part because we were in a better place when I was growing up, but
Mhm.
I'm feeling that we might go back to those places, but with a different set of ideology in place.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been seeing some of that going on, and yeah, before we get to a dark place, let's talk about something a little bit happier. Thank you, Salty Traveling C, so much for the super sticker, and he has given me a rose. Thank you so much. As everyone knows that, I'm a rose kind of, and I give people roses, and it really warms my heart to be getting some roses back. Thank you, Salty Traveling, for being here. And well, you all kind of have some roses. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to say a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Salty Traveling C. Always great. I'm still a bit of a boomer with the super chats and everything. I do appreciate it. But you all need all the roses you can get down there. I know it's been kind of rough to kind of see. As you said your parents kind of came out of that. It's like when you were born, some of those political problems weren't there, but you see them returning right now.
Yeah, but the I think that we may have been sold something a little bit. Wait a minute, there's a
Oh.
car. Um, we were sold that time a little bit harder than it what actually was
Mhm.
because from the problem that we are having right now, we kind of didn't have when that thing happened when the military was in command.
Mhm.
But I in my childhood there wasn't a that kind of problem. There was not a freedom problem. There was not a. It was very chill. People didn't even talk politics
Mhm.
in a party or in a get
Yeah.
together. Nothing. Politics wasn't a thing. We talked about
Yeah.
football. We talked about maybe movies, maybe music.
Mhm.
Now you kind of you see when you are in a party and you see a person that you know is that one of those I want to debate politics every time that I open my mouth. You go to the other way.
Understood. Yeah. That's too bad. Hello, Matt G. Thank you for giving me a keyboard. That's lovely. Well, yeah, and you did bring up something about what you all would talk about as you grew up, which is something different in the United States, which is football. Because here in America, maybe people might talk about American football or baseball, but soccer, aka football, is really not as big here in the United States as it is in Brazil.
Yeah, there isn't a single Brazilian boy that doesn't dream when he was little, doesn't dream to become a football player.
Mm,
That's every Brazilian boy when he's by from 3 to 7 year old has won a football for a anniversary or a Christmas gift.
oh.
We even in my street, uh, we when I was born, it was making the transition from a dirt road to cobblestone,
Mhm,
and when uh, I was in the age to play in the streets, we it was already cobblestone. Now it's all asphalt, and we no kids can actually go into the street. But we put we place football on a soccer on a cobblestone street, and we use flip flops to make the goal from
Uh-huh.
and play. Each side has its own goal, and we might have lose at least 5 toenails each playing and soccer in the cobblestone street.
Yes.
And yeah, those hurt a lot.
Oh, I can only imagine. But you know what's kind of cool when you said that about you would take your flip flops for the goal? I remember as a kid in the neighborhood in Ireland, people taking off their jackets to make the goals. It was like a simpler time. It was like we didn't need anything fancy to play our sports. We didn't need all the best equipment. We just needed our imagination.
Yes, and even in our own backyard, even when we couldn't leave the house to play on the street, we took like two broomsticks and we tie like uh, a string, two strings for the over the broomsticks to create a volleyball court.
Hmm.
So if we had a little bit of imagination, we could play anything.
Oh, yeah, that's what I remember, and of course, where the parents would throw you out of the house, and they would be like, "I don't wanna see you. Go away. You're only supposed to come back for dinner time, and then when it was bedtime, and the rest of the time, we were expected to be outside and playing and basically wearing ourselves out playing. It was a good time.
Yeah, we used to have like a little park in my neighborhood. Now it got really small
Mhm,
because the school close to it took the some of the land to uh, make more room for the school. But in there we have like those normal type of parks, like with swings, with slides, with merry-go-round, and there we spend most of the day. Uh,
mhm,
well, outside of school.
yeah. Now, how about school? How would school be different? Like, at what age would a kid in Brazil go to school, and how long was the school day?
So in my time was different than now. We recently changed some of the school curriculum, and now it starts with first the school life started in first grade to ninth grade. When I was in school, we had first grade to eighth grade.
Mhm,
Then we have what we call the second degree school. That is only 3 grades: first, second, and third grade, and then you go to college.
hmm,
And before first grade, we had preschool. Um, One of the years of this preschool went to the new first grade. So we the normal kid started 7 years old in first grade. But since I already knew how to read by the age of 5, when I turned 6, the school called my mother and asked if my mother wanted me to go to first grade there, and I started school with 6 years old.
hmm. Wow,
Yeah,
so that's a little crazy. Yeah, so you were younger than everyone, so you had a little
yeah,
bit of that.
and that sucked.
I'll bet. Did you get beat up a lot?
Ooh, I was on the first target,
Mhm. Yeah.
and when the parties started to go around, I wasn't old enough to go, and by the time that I was old enough, I had to say so many no to the invitations that people stopped inviting me to the parties, and
Oh.
yeah, school was not fun.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, kind of the curriculum that you would learn, I mean, obviously you can speak English. far better than I can speak my second language, absolutely. So, at what age would you start to learn English or any other foreign languages?
So we had English starting in third grade,
Mhm,
uh, and but it's English that is taught in school. It's very basic.
mhm,
It's mostly grammatics and verbs and um, text interpretation, and there's not much speaking or listening that you have to take from other sources. I took from music, games, movies, TVs. Most of the my vocabulary I took from games because even majorly RPGs, which very text heavy. Sometimes, oh, go to the blip and take the blip. And what's the blip is? I have to go take the dictionary, the English to Portuguese dictionary, and learn. Oh, this mean that.
mhm,
So that's increases your vocabulary a lot. In Portuguese, uh, I have to say that I also have a extent vocabulary because of crossword puzzle.
mhm,
Uh, in summer vacations and sometimes even in winter vacation, because here school starts around in February and ends in November, which with some, if you are a good student. If you're not, you take a couple of weeks of December and
ah,
to try to pass to to the next grade. But during the vacation, my family we went to the a beach close to my town, and there when the sometimes it would rain and we couldn't go to the beach. So my father he already liked crossword puzzles, so he buy the kiddie versions to all me and my brothers.
hmm,
So and we while it was raining, we would start to doing the kiddie versions, doing crossword puzzles, and by the time a couple of weeks passed by and we asked if we oh no we don't want the kiddie version, we want what dad is doing, and then he
mhm,
bought the grown-up version. And by doing crossword puzzle, your vocabulary increases a lot.
yes,
And sometimes when I talk to the normal folks around here, they kind of I know the words that uh, there are from there are correspondence to something that is very specific, and they talk like oh like this kind of thing, and I know the exact word, and they always ask me oh what that means.
mhm. Yeah, when you bring up the talk about if it was a rainy day, what would you do? You get out a crossword puzzle. That was also something that was a part of my growing up. You would do crossword puzzles or play games, play board games, or even get out a book and cuddle up with a book. Like for me, it was Nancy Drew. There was just a lot more reading going on now, and maybe it's not fair of me to say versus America because a lot of my early days were spent over in Ireland, but it was kind of the same and similar, except of course for you, obviously your summer break was at Christmas time, so that's wild to me. That do you think that there were any customs that were different because like our Christmas customs are often to do with snow and cold and hot chocolate. Like, what are yours in Brazil, especially that maybe are more associated with summer, if I'm correct?
Made the major differences is like 99% of houses in Brazil don't have chimneys. So how do you create the illusion of Santa to a kid?
Oh.
You you make it fit to the Brazilian reality.
Uh-huh.
So uh, my mother's grandmother that came to Brazil from uh, his father came to Brazil from Germany, from northern Germany,
Mhm.
and the those traditions of hanging, putting a shoe on the fireplace, or hanging a sock on the fireplace to get presents or a piece of coal.
Mhm.
Uh, they they translated to Brazil as putting a shoe on the window
Oh. Well, that
because we
makes
didn't have,
sense.
yes, we here only a couple of places in Brazil, a couple of mountain ranges, one in my state and one in the state southern of my state. Only those places that are the ones that it's really cold in Brazil that you can go below zero.
Okay.
Only that there you can have a fireplace. The other everywhere else is pretty to look at.
Understood. Yeah, so it's like a decorative thing.
And
Okay.
then your Christmas traditions they change uh, with the place that your family was descended from.
Mhm.
Uh, Mine was descended from mostly from the Germans, so we have those Christmas cookies. That is those that are heavily decorated.
Mhm.
Um, that is a German tradition. Uh, we have we don't have like, oh, this is like in Brazil we don't have like Christmas food. We It's most of the uh, parties of holidays in Brazil when you have a dinner is like party food, the dinner food.
Uh-huh.
Um, so maybe we have a roasted bird. It could be chicken, or in our corner of the of Germanic culture, we could have is a type of duck, but it's not a duck. It's called a mallard.
Oh.
In Brazil, the word in Portuguese the word is marreco. Is it's like is the middle ground between a geese and a duck.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I know what everybody Google. Yeah. That's
Uh,
cool.
and we have those with stuffing, but the stuffing is not like the American way of doing stuffing. Is we use the heart, the liver, the kidneys, all
Whoa.
the innards of the animal, and we do a stuffing for the bird, and it is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm assuming it tastes good.
Oh my god, is one
Okay.
of my favorite things in the world.
Okay. Maybe that's one of those things that if I were to eat it, as long as I didn't know what was all
No,
blended up in it.
it is. You couldn't say that is the guts of the animal. It's really the taste is amazing,
Oh,
and
I
it's very how can I say, it melts in your mouth.
oh, I believe you. I mean, there's lots of things I like to eat that people, if you think about it, yeah. But no, I understand it's probably very moist and very flavorful. Keck is saying hello, Timon, or hola, Timon, hoping for the idiots don't need a meteor. or praying, hoping. So I guess we're praying. See, I don't know. I think you're saying, Keck, you're praying we don't need a meteor, but I think that Timon is actually praying for the meteor because he's
Yes,
the
for
advocate. Yeah, so I'm somewhere in between. I'm some.
sometimes um, I couldn't the meteor couldn't arrive here fast enough because
Yeah,
is the sometimes I really lose hope in humanity.
yeah. I I've found that I've had to just channel my inner Augustus McCrae from Lonesome Dove and just try to find the little things in life to keep going because yeah, you would hope that things would get better, but I keep reminding myself of Thomas More's work Utopia. It actually means nowhere. So as long as you stay a moderate pessimist, I think you can survive.
Yeah,
I've become a moderate pessimist.
yeah. I'm not even in my opinion. I'm not even a pessimist. I'm more of a realist
Hmm. Yeah.
because it is. I believe that if you expect the worst and something better comes your way, then that will always be a positive.
Ah, well, there you are. Well, cool. You know, you're pleasant surprises, unexpected surprises. Those are the
Yeah,
best kind. How about some
and
of them? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
if you expect the worst and you get the worst, you were already prepared for it. So no bad surprise.
Ah, well, I really can't argue with that logic at all. But Keck says, I hope we don't need a meteor, although a skeptic. Yeah. Well, the reason why I could say that the theological reason I don't ask for a meteor is because God said he wouldn't send a flood. And I'm like, drat. Okay, fine. He's not going to send a flood. Maybe he can send us a meteor.
The problem with a flood right now is that the bad people is too spread out. So it would take too much good people with it, a flood or a meteor in in that
Okay, yeah.
case. But yeah,
It was it.
sometimes
Yeah. If it was good enough for the dinosaurs, it's good enough for us. So,
we need like the last Egyptian curse, the
oh,
firstborn, but politicians.
oh dear, oh dear. The words and people and advocates of those here on Miss Martin Muses. I know what you're talking about. Rainbow Promise. Yes, the real Rainbow Promise. Um, and going back to Brazil, how about milestones? Like here in America, some milestones are ones that everybody shares. Usually, those are ones associated with school. So you might have prom, which is a formal ball. Usually, your uh, second to last year of school, or there are uh, graduation things, and then maybe depending on your religion, you might have things like first communion or confirmation. What are the ones that are common to people in Brazil?
So the school ones we have only graduation, and the prom is like a graduation party.
Hmm.
So only when we had two graduations in school, we had from the eighth grade to the second second degree high school.
Hmm.
What would be school and high school for you? Where we call the primary and secondary
Oh,
school.
okay.
So from when you go from the eighth grade to the first grade in secondary school, you have like a graduation party, and when you leave school in the third grade of secondary school to go to college, there you have a actual graduation ceremony and a graduation party.
Ah, okay.
Then when you leave, when you go the that is where I believe it gets a little bit different from U.S. and Brazil.
Mhm.
College, I believe you have college and then you go to the university, uh, like law school, engineering school, med school.
Ah,
But for you go to college in Brazil, college and the law school is med school and university is all together. So when you leave high school, you got to choose if you want to go to engineer school, law school, med school, or whatever, library, economics, the tourism school, um, all sort of type of classes that you can take to get a degree and then go to the workforce.
okay. Yeah, kind of similar. And is it very common for people to go to university? Is it less of the population, or are there trade schools that people might go to?
Yes, trade school here we call technical schools.
Mhm.
There you can there are about sometimes you do that alongside secondary school in some places. So while you're doing the first grade, second grade, and third grade in secondary school, you also in the afternoon you're uh, maybe learning to be a
Electrician?
electrician, yes, or a maybe an accountant, maybe a nurse. So we have those as well. Um, now, about maybe 20 years from this day, we started to get to open a lot of universities, uh, mostly private ones. The older universities in Brazil are all public schools.
Uh-huh.
We have in the federal and state level. I when I did a public state in my state, I did in electrical engineering. In here in Brazil, because of the private school, they are not the private colleges or universities. They are not that old, and the public ones are the best ones are still the public ones. They are the ones that get public funding and so that are more into research and all that all that is. And the private ones are more market to the job market, so it's more technical than the public ones. The public ones tend to force you into being a researcher more than actually go for a job in the private market.
Okay. Yeah, well, cool. Yeah, cuz yeah, here in America, I wish we were a little better at that kind of direction for students. But it's all very confusing right now because, because we have, like, completely separate private and separate public, and, of course, public schools have their own issues here, and private schools do too. I've taught in both, but, um, it's, yeah, it's definitely, I think we all definitely have different experiences, and, how
Uh,
about oh, sorry,
I,
go ahead.
I, and I still am not in any way say that we have it right, how we're supposed to be,
Mhm.
because even though the curriculum is still very much dictated by government policy, so we have a lot of subjects that have no use whatsoever in.
Mm.
So yeah, we don't have as much control of the subject we take in college or university, and is one of the things that I actually when I see any series or movies about college life in the US, that you have, oh, I can take this class, I can take this class, I want this class, and you get a credit to get in the end to graduate. Here,
Mhm.
once you pick the, the course that you want to get a degree in, you basically don't have any freedom to choose. You have to do all of the curriculum that is already set for you, and that
Ah,
sucks. That
yeah.
sucks a lot.
Yeah. Well,
There
and I
was
think
this.
sorry.
There was this the subject called electromagnetism
Mhm.
that I took it 4 times because the teacher was a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Every
no.
time, yes, every time that I did, the first time I didn't pass. I okay. Then I said myself. I got some other some new books to make more exercises.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then 2 times he did that. He changed all the books and he changed the way that he taught the class. So I have to relearn the other way that he was teaching, and he did that twice. I was so fucking pissed. I failed 3 times his class, and when I passed, me and some of my friends that also fell with him a lot. We took all of his material that we have to print out to learn the goddamn thing. We take all those uh, books, not those. It's not books. He was the one that created them. But we took all those things that we have to go to the to print and to write notes and to call that. We made a big fire.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god! There was the. I was not. How could I say this? I was the happier that I've ever was. Even when I graduated, I was not as happy.
Hey,
My God.
I think we've all been there and done that where we just hated something so badly that yeah, we burned all the books or I've when I quit working at a certain school, we had a staff shirt to wear on casual days. I totally went and set it on fire. I know exactly the feeling. And it's unfortunate that there are people like that in education who seem like they just almost are abusing their power. They think that they're just really because they have the power to pass or fail and they do little tricks like that. That just seems to me just really a
Yeah.
crappy thing to do.
And I believe they are there just to make the good teachers even better, because we I had some amazing teachers in college.
Mhm.
There was this teacher from linear analysis that I was I was going to fail the class because in the last exam I didn't make the the grade that I had to. Then the teacher called me to his office, and then he started to ask me question about the exam.
Hmm.
And then oh, in this question, what do you do when this happens, blah, 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 and then I would answer, and he would reply, then why would you do wouldn't you do it to this in this answer? Why did you do
Mhm.
exactly what you told me right now? And I couldn't answer him.
Yeah.
But
Well,
in the way, in the end, he actually approved approved me, and he said, "You know what you're saying. Just maybe in the time of the test you weren't that uh, you were a bit nervous or something, didn't answer correctly.
Hmm. Okay. Well, yeah, that's also a good teacher too that knows that because sometimes just the way that you might even phrase it on a test, it's a little bit
Yeah.
confusing. Yeah. Well, we are getting towards the part of the pub game where we like to do the roll seven. But before we go into roll seven, is there anything else you would like to say? Anything that you haven't said already that you would like to share?
Something you asked earlier about the times of school.
Mm-hmm.
In Brazil, we don't have the like you have that is like from morning to mid afternoon school. Uh, we we have it's like a shift on a place you work. You have the morning shift, you have the afternoon shift, and if you're a little bit older, you can even have the night shift.
Hmm.
So we I study always in the morning shift. So we was from 7:30 to 11:45. Then you go home for the rest of the day.
Hmm.
Fewer school we have what we call a full
Holy.
shift. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry you live like that, Timon. Damn. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm already accustomed. Um, few school we have what we call a full shift that is both morning and afternoon,
Hmm.
but uh, we is not very common.
Okay.
So
Actually, yeah.
yeah, because of that we have the whole afternoon to play and to watch TV.
Oh. Well, I think that that's a good idea because I think it kind of actually sucks the way they do that in the United States. Make them go all day where it's basically glorified daycare. Yeah, because most people they're done with their learning by noon, anyways.
Yeah, and we don't. Also, something that I watch in movies and series. Those lockers, we don't have those here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we. If you have to go to uh, maybe in that day you have history and math, you have to take the history and math book on your backpack, and you have to always be uh, mindful of your uh, curriculum that day. So we
Hmm.
couldn't. We always take the books home, then from home to school from home. We always have to carry that thing. Uh, it even a law was created to make the because school was getting so ridiculous the amount of books you have to carry that
Yeah.
the backpacks were over 10 to 15 pounds no kilos is about 30 pounds, and the kids were starting to get some back pains. The government had to
Yeah.
create a law to now you have to make the like only two subjects each day and more time we did each subject each day so that the kid didn't have to carry so many books around.
No. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I think nowadays I don't even know if they have books too much. Yeah, because everything's going digital. But yeah, no, that's important. Well, thank you for sharing some of your stories. And now we're going to get into the pub game. We're going to do roll seven. And for those of you in the chat, please feel free to participate. We're going to start. I'm going to roll the first one, and there's 20 questions. I roll the d20, and whatever it lands on is what Timon is asked. What is that? Okay, Timon, what is your favorite excuse when you are late?
Oh, traffic. It's always traffic. Oh, there was an accident by the highway, so
Ugh. Sorry, I'm
everything
like,
everything's still.
Yeah, I think we've all used that one. But actually, it's sometimes it's not an excuse though. If it sometimes it's the Lord's truth.
Yes, sometimes it actually happens.
Yeah, it's like it was crawling. Yeah, or hit every red light. All right. Okay, question number two. What do we have? It is. Oh, that didn't count. Okay. Um, if you could remove one invention from the world, what would it be and why?
Hmm, one invention. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah. One invention. It
No,
has to
that's an
go.
easy one.
Oh.
Communism.
Technically, it is an invention. It's a philosophy,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. It's someone stupid German created.
Another one. It's
Yeah.
what's up with well, hey, I actually happen to love Germans, but for some reason,
Oh no,
Germany has
they
produced a few.
invented some. They created some of the most wonderful things and some of the worst things.
Precisely, yeah. They gave us Karl Marx and Mittler. Okay, I'm with
Yeah.
you on that. Communism sucks. We do not endorse communism here at Miss Martin Muses. Not at all. Okay, number three, or question number three, not number three. Um, what's the worst piece of advice you've ever been given?
Hmm. Worst use of device. Um.
Lots of
Perhaps
bad
was,
advice.
but
Sorry, go ahead.
perhaps was my when the first time that I took a plane and that I went to the Northeast is a graduation trip with my friends, and my father always uh, tried to scare me because it was my first plane ride ever.
Oh no.
So yeah, he always said, "Oh, when the before takeoff, you have to really tight your seatbelts as tight as you can get without you actually being able to breathe."
Oh
Yeah,
well. So never listen to your father on airplane
nah,
advice. No.
nah. He was
Yeah.
always trying to, oh, he's gonna crash, he's gonna crash.
Oh
Uh,
no.
you're gonna have some trepidations while you're on the air. You might throw up. Always carry your throw bag in in your hands. Yeah, he was bastard to that.
Oh gosh. Well, okay, so yeah, I mean, well, some of it's not bad advice. I mean, you do want to have a secure your seatbelt, and it always annoys me when people don't wear their seatbelts, especially when the captain says to, because I'm like, listen, dumbasses. If the plane's gonna rock a little bit, I don't want you landing on me. All right, so you fasten that
Yeah,
seatbelt and sit down.
but he take it to the extreme.
Oh, I'm sure he did. It's like he made his kid pass out. Oh dear. Okay, worst piece of advice from dad. All right, what does the dice say next? What would you do if you were the only human on Earth?
I would sleep a lot because I would have anything to do.
That sounds actually awesome. S- eh, Sleep a lot and just sleep a lot. Okay, I endorse sleep. We endorse sleep here at Miss Martin Muses and encourage frequent naps. So that sounds like a plan. Right. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh, what is your favorite movie and why?
Oh, I believe it would be Crusades, the Last Crusade,
Oh, Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones, the
Oh,
third movie,
what do you
the
like about it?
third and last movie.
Yes, it was the last movie. We do not
Yeah,
admit that the others exist.
is I believe it's like the to me is the perfect movie because it has action, adventure, comedy, all in the right amount.
Mhm.
And we have Harrison Ford as to me as his best, and we have Sean Connery helping helping Harrison Ford in this awesome movie. We have the bad guys that we love to hate. We
Mhm.
have good friends like Sala. We have everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
the fa
amazing.
yeah, the father-son dynamic with Indiana
Yeah.
Jones and Sean Connery was just
The,
amazing.
the scene in the Zeppelin is so fun. The we got no tickets to the. Well, you want to talk? Let's talk now.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just. I love the movie.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, and they ride off into the sunset at the end. You can't get any better than
Yes.
that. Yeah. All right. Well, we have next. It is oh, lucky 13. What is the most annoying question you've ever been asked?
Annoying question.
Yeah,
Hmm.
besides this one, of course. I always have to give that caveat. What's the most annoying question you've been asked?
Oh, annoying question. It's not so much as the question, and most of the time is the person that is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any question that that person asks would be annoying.
Okay. So an annoying person, even if they're asking you the most amazing question
Yeah.
in the world, yeah, because you don't like, yeah, I know what you mean. Annoying people are annoying.
Yes. Because if you having a conversation like we are doing now,
Hmm.
there's no annoying question. But if you were near an annoying person, they can even compliment you. That is going to be annoying.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they could tell you that they just created the cure for cancer, and you would still be annoying. It would be like,
Yes.
I want someone else to cure cancer, not
Yeah.
you. Oh dear, yes.
And also, most of the time is you will get an annoying answer more than an annoying question. You
Mm.
you may speaking to someone and in oh hey daddy nerdy
Yay, Jock Nerdy! So good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're just
and,
talking about the most annoying question from the most annoying people. Or
mostly I can also say that an annoying question or annoying answer would be something with a political background,
oh, yeah.
undoubtedly.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I think one of the most annoying questions I tend to get are the nosy ones. Like that's none of their darn business. Like, when are you gonna do this? Like, when are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna get a better job? When are you gonna get
Yes,
married? When are you gonna have babies? When are you not gonna have babies? Or when are you gonna, I don't know, do anything? Like, and it's like, how about you live your life and you leave me the
exactly.
hell alone? Yeah.
Yeah,
Nosy
exactly.
people. We don't like nosy people here at Miss Smart Muses, unless I'm the nosy one. Okay, I'm allowed to be nosy and bossy because it's my channel. That's a good answer. All right, one more. Here we go. What is gonna happen? It is if we were playing D&D, you just rolled a 20, a critical hit. What?
Oh,
There we go. What fictional character do you wish were real? Which fictional character do you wish were real? I know which one I want.
that depends uh, what you want to what do you want to do with the character.
I know what I want to do with mine.
um hmm, let me see.
Yeah.
ah I got it. That is the we Brazil has in the past, uh, greatly influenced by the Japanese because after the Second War, we a lot of Japanese people uh, immigrated to Brazil after the Second War, but the because of the in the early 1900s, early 1900s, early 1900, we a lot of Japanese and some Chinese came to Brazil, and because of that, there was this network channel called Manchete, which translated to headline.
Hmm.
They they took a lot of Japanese tokusatsu, which uh, is like Japanese superhero.
Oh, okay.
So yes, and one of those was called uh, Jaspion or Jaspion in the how it was released here in Brazil. Jaspion is the junction of justice and champion, and this was my favorite of those Japanese series, and I knew how to sing the title song, the opening song. I know how to sing the ending song, even though it wasn't in Portuguese, it was in Japanese.
Cool.
And um, you can, it was like, he was like a mix of Moses and Tarzan and Star Wars.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was like the craziest Japanese mix of everything in the pop culture at the moment, and I would love it.
Oh.
The actor was very good. He was kind of like an anime on his own, and that character I believe is my favorite childhood hero. So I would take him from the for to be real.
Oh, well, cool. Well, there you go. And Jock Nerdy, the retrospective says, I'd need godlike powers for a week. Some bad people in this world would go missing. Oh, you wouldn't even need
Wait,
a meteor for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
In my case, it would not be some. It would be a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're ready for that. Well,
Oh,
those
yeah, we have a saying in Brazil that it's God give me patience because if you give me power, some head will explode.
Oh, yikes. Yes, that is a good thing to Oh gosh. Well, we have come to the end of the hour, but thank you so much, Timon, for coming and sharing with us some of your stories from Brazil. And oh, look who is here. It is Jacob Ironside. Hello, hello. Yes, we just got done with our rolling seven, and heads are explode. Wait, no, the heads aren't exploding because we're gonna have the patience to not have the heads explode. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Timon, tell us where we can find you.
You can always find me at Open Airlock Policy channel, Teams channel.
Hmm.
I'm modding there. You can always find me here too,
Hmm.
and in Twitter at TimonFlp.
Okay, yeah, find you on Twitter, and yeah, I know you mod here, and thank you very much. Thank you everyone that popped in. We had Keck, we had Jock Nerdy, we had Salty Texas C again, 99 super sticker. Thank you for that. 99 cents rather. Matt G, Keck 44, and all of you that have been here and watching. I appreciate you all so much. It's always good to see you here. And oh, look, look how sweet. He gave me a rose. Jacob Ironside gave me a rose, and he gave Timon a meteor. Look, he gave you your gift. That's kindness. Is it a meteor or? Yeah, it is a meteor, I think. Yeah, okay, didn't make sure I
I
was
think
going
it
crazy
is.
here. Yeah, because it looks differently on my screen here sometimes than it does on other people's. Alrighty. Well, thank you. And of course, we can always find you can always find Timon in Brazil. It's a very small country, so I'm sure you'll bump into him. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you'll find me here on Miss Smart Muses where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. And let's see, I we have some live streams planned. I don't want to say the exact time yet, but the plan is Monday. I guess I'm saying it. We're gonna do a D&D stream with Steve Kenobi and Mara from Jade Shadow, sharing D&D stories, sharing DM stories. And for those of you that want to learn about Dungeons and Dragons, that is the plan on Monday afternoon. So stay tuned to Miss Martin Muses for that. And we have had some really wild games happen. We've played Dungeons and Dragons, we played Conan, D20, and now we are doing an 80s Lovecraft style game, D20, and it's pretty crazy so far. We've done a few sessions, so we have lots of fun with that. Also, my new video is out, Close Encounters of the Soulfish Kind. It was only 6 months in making, so if you want to learn a little bit about Soulfish and the history behind it, I did put some of my heart and soul into that. Pub crawl's continuing probably next Thursday. That's the plan. I don't want to announce a guest yet because it is not for absolute certain. But the week after that, you'll be seeing Magitech Megs and Mark with a C. And of course, as always, my midweek musings, my Monday musings, or whatever I feel like musings. Teresa travels Tuesdays. I think that'll be Blue Lagoon. We're going to go to the Blue Lagoon Spa in Iceland.
Oh,
So,
so good that it's not the movie.
oh
The
yeah, oh
Blue.
gosh.
Ah, it was one of the most repeated movies in Brazil TV history. I hate that movie.
Oh, that
That
movie.
those movies.
Oh gosh, yeah. They're horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. But they're so bad they're good. I mean, it's well no, they're not good. Actually, I can barely stand it.
They are the reason that I like a lot the Top Secret because they make fun of those movies.
They do. Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh. Gosh, all that stuff with Brooke Shields, you just it's just
The,
painful.
the
It's
main bad guy of Top Secret is the character in Blue Lagoon.
well, there you go. You're right. Oh my gosh. You're right. He's got that mop of hair. Or he looks definitely like him. Oh my gosh. Well, so yes, but Blue Lagoon in Iceland is actually a really cool geological spot and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's the plan for Teresa Travels, unless I can maybe get some things caught up here or scared up here now that I'm at my parents' house, get some old pictures and scan them in. But that will take a lot longer because, damn it, we didn't have digital cameras. We didn't have digital cameras back in the
Yeah.
day. Yeah, so I have to do it the old fashioned way. I'll watch the show on the replay. Good night. Oh, well, thank you, Jacob. Thank you for being here and everyone that's here. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day and be certain to, I don't know, leave your shoe out on the windowsill next time for Santa Claus.